Well, welcome everyone to Courage to Caregivers for Monday, October 24th. We are finishing up the theme of courage. So tonight is our recap night where we go over some of the things that we've learned over the past month, some of the breathing practices that we've tried, and kind of bring it all together to summarize. So we will start with the first week. We explored learning from mistakes from the perspective that mistakes can often be great opportunities for growth. We learn that as human beings, we are going to make mistakes. That's inevitable. It happens to all of us. And we know that if we are always focused on trying to avoid mistakes, that we can also keep ourselves too small and too safe. So we might reframe our mistakes as the outcome of an experience that is neither good nor bad. It just is what it is. And so we look for the lesson. What are the lessons that we learn from our mistakes? And if we keep making the mistake over and over, what is it that we might be missing? As we learn to be more compassionate with ourselves, we can shift our inclination to beat ourselves up over the mistakes we make. By the beating up, we can transfer that to one of acceptance and just accepting what happened as it was, as it is, and move on from that. In the second week, we learned at strength amidst adversity. No one wants to suffer, but suffering is a part of life. When we are stuck in difficult times, it seems as though it will never end. But when adversity looms large, we know that eventually the skies will become sunny and clear again. We can compare ourselves to the trees. When nature rages and storms collide, the trees may withstand some type of weathering, maybe even lose a few branches along the way, but they prevail as a symbol of strength, resilience, and growth. Like the trees, we can learn to weather the storms of life. In the third week, we discussed progress over perfection. We learned that before we can accept others and the world around us, we have to first accept ourselves. That's where it starts. When we do, if we stumble a bit here and there, we know that it's going to be okay. We know that there is progress to be gained in spite of the struggle. Being courageous and yet still imperfect helps us to live boldly and with purpose. All of you know what courage looks like. You see it each day when you look in the mirror. It's you. The word courage comes from the root word cor, which means heart. The combination of courage and love that you exhibit as you care for your loved ones is inspiring. Keep up the good work. At the same time, remember, always take care of yourself along the way. Okay? Just a little bit of a recap there. I know you will go into this in a little more detail with your support group meeting. So we're going to go ahead and do a little breathing meditation here. So as always, find a comfortable place in your chair, shifting from one side to the other to just get that sweet spot in your sitting bones there. Take the shoulders up to the ears and let them roll down so that you're nice and connected with the frame of your body, the shoulders, the neck, the head, and that everything is nice and aligned, ears over the shoulders. Good. And then finding a nice tall spine. So sitting up nice and straight, little lift to the crown of your head. Hands in your lap, either on the thighs or on the knees. And then feeling that connection of the earth beneath you. So placing your feet nice and flat on the floor and feeling that earth connection. And then I invite you to begin to become aware of the breath as it moves in and out of the nose, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And if your eyes are already closed at this point, that's awesome. If you need to close them or leave them softly cast down, that is your choice as well. So just beginning to feel that supportive breath as your anchor, feeling the breath as it comes and as it goes. Good. And then becoming aware of how the breath feels today at this moment. Is the breath moving freely, or is there any holding there? And if there is holding, or if there are parts of the breath that just don't flow fluidly, just breathe in, send the breath to those places, and then let everything become more free. And just letting go of any cares of the day, any tension, any worries or concerns. Just breathe a little compassion into those places. And then very gently let them go one by one. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And always, always come back to the breath. Good. With each breath you take, feel your stress just drop down and down and down until there is virtually no stress there. And this is a process. It takes time to let that go. But envision yourselves walking down a flight of stairs. With each stair that you step onto, that stress just seems to melt away. Good. Beautiful. And then today we're going to revisit the breathing technique called 5-3-5-3 breath. So we breathe in for 5, hold for the count of 3, breathe out for 5, and hold for the count of 3, and then we begin the cycle all over again. So I'll count with you. Take a nice in-breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3. I invite you to revisit the 5-3-5-3 breathing on your own. If the combination of 5 and 3 doesn't resonate in the body, you can change it up, bringing any number to the count that you would like. So I invite you just to find this, feeling it in the body, and just noticing at that pause when you're holding for 3. Noticing when you shift from the inhale to the pause, from the exhale to the pause. What that little shift feels like in the body and how that little bit of holding might support you. So just try this now on your own to the rhythm of your own breath. Good. And as that starting to feel complete, take a few, maybe one more round of this 5-3-5-3 breathing, feeling it in the body. And when you're finished with that, just bring one hand over the heart and the other hand on top of that hand so that both hands are embracing the heart. Good. Just feeling the chest rise and fall as you breathe in and out of the heart, if you imagine that you could do that. So when the chest rises, the heart and the hands move away. And when you breathe out, just notice that the hands and the heart come back together. So as if you could hug your heart here. This is a little heart hug, giving yourself some compassion for all that you do. And just focus on the gratitude, from the heart comes gratitude. From the heart comes gratitude. So just feeling a little gratitude in this moment. Let this breathing from the heart be a gesture of compassion for yourself. And we know that when we have compassion for ourselves and when we breathe in gratitude, we know that it does magical things in the body, lowers the heart rate, lowers the blood pressure, starts to promote the actions of the parasympathetic nervous system, which brings us into a relaxed state of being. So just this wonderful, wonderful supportive breathing in and out of the heart is something that we should give ourselves each and every day. Just this time to feel connected to the heart. We are the heart of our loved ones. We are that support system. We are that go-to person that they look to give them feelings of love and encouragement. But when we take the time to literally place our hands over our heart, think about the encouragement and compassion and love that we're giving ourselves. So just feel that now in the body. Good. And as that is beginning to feel complete, you can release the hands from the heart, placing the hands on the lap. And I'm going to read our affirmations for today's practice. It is safe for me to try something new and fail, because the truth is there is no failure, no mistakes, only outcomes. I have the courage and strength to weather any storm. Messy and afraid, step by step, I move courageously in the direction of my dreams. Connected to my heart, I have the courage to move forward. And isn't that a wonderful message? So the idea that the word courage comes from the same word that means heart is just astounding to me, because there is such a connection with your heart and with courage. So just one more little check mark that we can check and put in our toolbox to remember when we support ourselves with all of this wonderful work that we're doing each and every time we meet. So let's get ready for some mindful movement today. We're going to revisit the 6 directions of the spine. So once again, just checking in with your posture here, checking in with a nice tall spine. Shoulders are nice and aligned, ears are over the shoulders. And notice the connection of your seat on the chair and your feet on the floor. Good. So we're just going to begin a few cat-cows here in the chair. So placing your hands on the thighs, breathing in, lifting the gaze, arching the back ever so slightly and pushing those hands away. Breathing in, and then exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the chin, and moving those hands back towards the body. Good. Inhaling to look up, finding your cow pose here. Breathing in. Exhaling to round the spine. Breathing out. And just find this little cat-cow flow on your own as you wake up the spine. Take it as slow as you'd like to. I really want this to be a luxuriating first posture for you as we start to wake up the body. Good. Beautiful. Just feeling every vertebra going up and down the spine. Good. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, come back to center, to neutral here. From here, we're going to take the right hand to the left knee. Taking that left hand behind you, you can either bring it around to hold onto the chair, just get out in space behind you. Take your gaze out over the left shoulder, breathing into a little twist here. We know that torsion or twisting is one of the 6 directions of the spine. Good. And then coming back to center, we're going to take left hand to the right knee, taking the right hand behind you, breathing into this twist, allowing yourself to just kind of settle in. Good. And then coming back to the center, we'll bring the right arm up overhead, placing the left hand on the chair, lifting, lengthening through the spine, and we're going to bend to the left side. Good. Opening up that whole right side body. So just feel that open up and expand. Coming back to center, we'll do the same thing on the other side, lifting opposite arm and bending to the other side. Good. Beautiful. And then just keep this going side to side, keeping those sitting bones rooted into the chair. So you're just really moving the upper portion of the body here. Stretching through the fingertips all the way down to those sitting bones. Good. Beautiful. Good. Awesome. And then coming back to your neutral seated position, we're going to come up out of the chair. So I'm going to move my table out of the way. And we're going to stand in mountain pose. And so if you're familiar with that, we ground down into the feet, all 4 corners of the feet rooting into the earth. Arms are down at the sides, palms facing forward. Shoulders are back, heart is wide open, and all of the body is engaged. The glutes, the quadricep muscles at the front of the thighs. Just feel yourself in this very grounding, centering pose, mountain pose. Good. Breathing into your mountain. Beautiful. From here, we're going to find our tree pose. So like the trees, we're strong, we're resilient. So grounding down with that, I want you to pick whatever foot you want to pick. If you are standing next to a chair, you're going to pick the foot that's closest to the chair as your standing leg, your standing foot. If you're standing free in space, just pick one that you'll ground down into. And the opposite foot, we're just going to come out on the toes of that foot and start to just move that foot in circles. So just circling from the ankle or from the hip or the knee, getting it ready to move. And then we're going to take the heel of that foot to the ankle, calf, or inner thigh of that standing leg. And maybe just turning that knee out a little bit. So turning it away from the midline. Drawing all of your energy up the midline of the body. And finding our balance pose here in tree. And just channeling your inner resilience, Maybe bringing hands to the heart, maybe bringing arms up overhead, or you could cactus the arms, or bring them to the hips, or move your branches around, whatever feels best in your body in this present moment. Just give yourself the time to find that now. Perhaps even finding a drishti, that's a gaze point to look at to enhance your concentration. Good. Beautiful. And then let's just release that foot to the floor, maybe walking the feet in place for a couple of breaths. And we'll get ready to do this on the other side. Okay, so again, finding that mountain pose, grounding down and into the earth. Finding your tall spine, your open heart. And then we're going to take the opposite leg and that leg that's the outer leg, and we're going to start to turn that around. Again, finding a little motion here as we prepare for balance. Taking the heel to any one of those places that fits your body best as you turn the knee out and away from you and find your tree pose once again. Strong resilience. Good. Beautiful. Breathing in tree. Focus, concentration, and strength. Good. And then gently lowering that foot to the earth, again, pedaling out the feet here. Okay, and we're going to find another balance pose that is so great for strength, resilience. That is our eagle pose. So first we're going to get into the arm aspect of the pose. I invite you to bring opposite arms to or opposite hands rather to opposite shoulders and just give yourself a great big hug here. Really, really focusing on that feeling of compassion for yourself. Good. And then bringing the arms out, we're going to cross the arms at the elbows and join the palms together. So whatever that looks like for you, honor your shoulders, by the way. And then bringing the arms in front of you, fingertips facing the ceiling. And then you're going to sink back into chair pose. So bending at the knees, sending the weight to your heels. You could stay right here, or you could fold one foot over the opposite leg, leaving those toes on the earth, or lifting the toes off and wrapping that foot around the opposite calf. So the whole body is engaged here. Again, in a balance pose, you're drawing all of your energy through the midline and finding a little something to gaze upon and focus upon while you are balancing. And breathing through the effort. Good. Beautiful. And releasing the hands and coming back to your mountain pose here. Rooting into the earth, taking a couple of breaths. We'll do the same thing again. This time, whatever arm was underneath, we will do the opposite. So finding that nice supportive hug for yourself once again. Opposite hands to opposite shoulders. Good. Bending at the elbows and bringing those hands together in front of the body. Staying right here with eagle arms, or bending at the knees, finding that chair pose. And then either placing the toes of the opposite foot around the other side, or lifting the toes off and coming into your full balancing eagle here. Good. Beautiful. And then releasing the hands, coming to standing again, finding mountain pose, breathing in and out. Beautiful. Hands come to the heart. Let's send those prayer fingers all the way up to the sky. And then release the arms down at your sides. Beautiful. Okay, it is that luxurious time of the evening where we have our final rest. Our Shavasana integrates everything we've done so far today. So I invite you to find a comfortable place either in your chair or on the floor. Maybe lowering the lights, finding your comforts, your blanket, your pillow, whatever you need to come into full rest. Take a few moments to get that together. Good. And wherever you land in your sanctuary there, I invite you to find your body surrendering to the earth. Maybe coming into a full body stretch. So from the toes all the way up to the fingertips, maybe even taking the hands, interlacing fingers, and drawing the hands over the head, just taking a nice full body stretch. And when that's complete, just bringing your hands and your arms back down at your sides or resting hands on the low belly, whatever feels most supportive for you. And starting to close the eyes. And once again, finding the connection of your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Riding the wave of your own natural. And feeling your body on the surface, either on your couch, the chair, on the floor. So connected to all that is beneath you. Good. And then starting at the top of the head, beginning to soften all the muscles in the face, the forehead, the temples, the jaw, the cheeks. Just letting all that tension melt away. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Good. And then continuing down the body to the neck and the shoulders. We'll concentrate on the right shoulder here, breathing a little love and compassion into that shoulder. And then moving your awareness down to the right upper arm, the elbow, forearm, wrist, and hand. The palm of the hand and the back of the hand and all the fingers of the right hand. The thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger, so that from the fingers of the right hand all the way up to that right shoulder, your whole right arm is relaxed. Breathe into that sensation of relaxation and ease. Moving your awareness down the right side of the body, the armpit, the ribs, and the waist. And then moving further down into the right hip, the thigh, the knee, the shin, the ankle, and the foot, the top of the foot and the sole of the foot, and all the toes of the right foot. Big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and baby toe, so that from the toes of the right foot all the way up to the right hip, your whole right leg is relaxed. Your whole right side is completely and totally relaxed. Bringing your awareness now to the left side of the body, the left shoulder, the left upper arm, the elbow, forearm, wrist, hand, back of the hand and the palm of the hand, and all the fingers of the left hand, the thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger, so that from the fingers of the left hand all the way up to the left shoulder, your whole left arm is relaxed. Breathe into that sensation of relaxation and ease. Moving your awareness down the left side of the body, the armpit, the ribs, the waist. And then let your awareness settle into the left hip, the thigh, the knee, the shin, the ankle, the foot, the top of the foot, the sole of the foot, and all the toes of the left foot. Big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and baby toe, so that from the toes of the left foot all the way up to the left hip, your whole left leg is relaxed. Your whole left side is completely and totally relaxed. Both sides are completely relaxed. Breathe into that sensation of relaxation and ease. Good. And now bring your awareness to the back body and all parts of the body that have contact with the surface beneath you. Back of the legs, the buttocks, the low back, the middle back, the upper back, the shoulders, back of the head. Your whole back body is relaxed. Breathe into that sensation of relaxation and ease. Continuing on, let's bring our awareness to the front body and all parts of the body that shine toward the sun. The front of the legs, the pelvis and the hips, the low belly, the upper belly, the chest, the ribs, the heart. Your courageous, caregiving heart. Breathe some love into your heart for all that you do every day on behalf of those you care for. But most of all, rest. Rest in stillness. Rest in support. Rest in love. Very gently and very slowly begin to bring your awareness back, deepening the breath, inviting in a little movement, maybe wiggling fingers and toes, taking another full body stretch, any type of movement that would awaken you and bring you back to the present moment. And just taking your time here, taking it nice and slow. And as you are awakening, just rolling to one side, making a little pillow for your head and taking a couple of mindful breaths. And I will read a quotation by Thich Nhat Hanh, the wonderful Tibetan philosopher. He is such a yogi. Some of his words have so much relevance in yoga practices and any type of breathing meditation practice. To be beautiful means to be yourself. You don't need to be accepted by others. You need to accept yourself. Good words to remember. So as that feels complete, I invite you to meet me in a seated position with your hands at your heart. It was a joy to be with you tonight. I so appreciate you being here with me. Let's close the eyes. We'll release the hands and bring the arms up overhead, pressing the palms together, and then exhaling, bringing hands to the heart. The light in me honors and recognizes the light that is bouncing off of each one of you tonight, and we share that acknowledgement when we say together, Namaste.